Hello and welcome to uh the ministry. This is Taj McCameron for LFPB Ministries. I was in here talking for the past 2 minutes thinking that I was recording and was not. Something happened to cause it to freeze and it didn't start. But um what ended up happening is I did the word previously talking about Super Cinderella. And the Lord kind of tapped me to go into this beyond the lights because I've been looking at it, but I didn't want to go into fully discussing this topic. I was talking about in the other word about being the hero. Who's here to save the girl after she saves the world? Some of these highly important people that you see, whether they're celebrities, actors, musicians, um, entertainers, real estate agents, brokers, real estate brokers, people that are very highly paid, and highly influential, and can rub shoulders with anybody. But do you really know them? Do you know what they're going through? Do you understand the things that they struggle with on a day-to-day basis? People sit there and wonder when you see a celebrity that suddenly committed suicide, what was that? For one, suicide is a spirit, so you got to understand that that came from a spiritual place. Two, you also have to understand that they're under spiritual contracts aside from legal contracts. And I literally was watching a film and it showed a clause in some of these contracts that literally states that at a certain point in the person's career, they're worth more dead than alive. And there's something that comes with that. So, yeah, there's some darkness associated with them getting to that certain level. It's the Lord showed me something, and I'm not going to repeat what he showed me, but yeah, it's some stuff to that. But you got to understand that these people are under a significant amount of pressure in those positions, and Beyond the Lights shows you that. But when I was talking about the song Save the Hero, it kind of speaks to that you can be in a position like a celebrity, like an actor, like a singer, like a person that has high level influence, and be torn up inside and don't nobody see it because they're hired to be in that place or position. So who saves that person? That's what this movie is about. You begin in the beginning of the film where you're seeing the girl's childhood experience. Her mother runs her into a hairdresser and frantically begs the hairdresser, who is literally about to close, to do her daughter's hair, because the woman is of she's Scottish, British, something like that. And the daughter, you can obviously see that she's mixed and her hair is kinky. So she don't know what to do with it because she knows that her daughter has a recital the next day. And she wants her daughter to look good, but she don't know who to go to. So she comes to this woman, who is obviously a black woman, to do her hair. And the woman's like, I'm getting ready to go on vacation, so I ain't gonna be here this weekend. She's like, you got to show me. I need to do this. This is happening tomorrow. She's like, I can't help you. And then she was like, She looked at the little girl and she said, you know what? Okay, fine. So she shows her a few things that she can do to her hair. And I think they ended up pressing it or something so that it would look good for the recital. They either pressed it or they put it in like fluffed out curls. But she goes up for the recital, and there's the other young girl that went before her and sang a song, and then she sings Black Butterfly. And she sang it very well. Everybody loved her singing that song, but she ended up getting second place. And her mother, when they got outside, took the trophy that she got and she said, you are never to accept anything but first place. And she said, I want you to take that trophy and destroy it. And she was like, but it's my trophy. I just won this. You don't accept anything other than number one. So she told her, she literally cursed at her and told her to destroy the trophy. So the little girl had to break it. Some people in your life have been authority figures. Some people in your kingdom wife, kingdom husband's life have played the authority figure that told them what they were going to do. They couldn't even enjoy a moment of positivity because the person operating out of a narcissistic, Jezebelic, controlling position in their life said, no, this ain't gonna be what this is, because they were living vicariously through that person. Okay, your kingdom spouse, husband, or wife has people in their life that are giving them advice, have been giving them and leading them throughout their careers, or certain points within their careers that they allow these people in to direct which way they went. They couldn't really enjoy, whether it was a partner that was upset. Look at what happened with Will Smith. His night that was supposed to be about his Oscar win became about Jada Pinkett. But these people have made your fame their thing, and they lord over you about it, or your partner. So this was the young girl around by 8 years old. This happened. Fast forward, she's in her early 20s, 18, 20. I forgot how old she was, but she was legal. And she's in a music video now with some guy that looks like an idiot with all these tattoos. That also looks like he became an industry whore. Sorry for the wording, but that's what it was. And they got her dressed in darn near nothing but a fur coat and a strap across the boobs and all this, whatever it is, to make her look sexy for this video. And she's talking all kinds of stuff. And the number one person behind this is her mother. So she gets the award for being associated with this guy who evidently is associated with the label in which she is in line with. So everybody's congratulating her. Oh my God, you must be so happy because of this, that, and the other. And your album's about to come out and this, that, and the other. You about to blow up and this, that, and the other. And everybody's been talking about her because she's been featured on this person's song and this person's song and this person's song and this person's song in this, whatever this world is. And she's like, she's sitting there with everybody. She's smiling with everybody. But you can look in her eyes, if you're paying attention, you can tell she's like, I'm over this. She ain't happy with it. She herself does not feel good about herself. And you can tell if you're paying half any attention to her expression on her face. Your God ordained spouse, whether it's wife or husband, has been in this position that people have become accustomed to grandstanding about them, but they know that the people around them and are discovering even more, because as you have prayed for them and spiritually gave them wisdom, they've gained more clarity on the people that are around them. They've come to the realization that the people that they thought that they could trust are no longer people that they can trust. And a lot of the people are only there to have access. We see this in every TV show that we see about musicians. I used to watch Queen. The same thing happened. They had a character on there that had self-esteem issues, and she was doing all kinds of foolishness because she wanted attention. And the fact of the matter is that Hollywood is not for a person that doesn't have the right mindset. But it's built on people not having the right mindset. Let's just be honest. And this woman, she goes up to her hotel room, and there's this guy who's standing there as a security guard for the night, because this is the job he got for the night. It paid well, so he said, I think he was standing in for somebody. And she was distraught. And nobody could see it. She came up there, she had her bottle of whatever, Chardonnay with some type of champagne bottle. And the friends were like, woohoo, and all this type of stuff. And she said, I'm going in. Don't let anybody follow me. So he said, but I'm not She said, I just need a moment. And she went in, and he, being the gentleman that he was, said, okay, I won't let anybody in. So the mother, she comes about 5 minutes later, and she's like, what are you doing standing out here? Is she in there? And she's like, yeah, she's in there. He's like, why are you out here? You're supposed to be with her. So she said she needed a few minutes. I let her have a few minutes. She's like, she's not supposed to be alone. Some of you have partners in whatever industry, whatever echelon, whatever it is that they're called to, that they don't get a moment's rest. From the time they get up, somebody's calling their phone. They got something that they got to work on. They got something that this, that, and this, that, the other. And they got to approve certain things. They don't really want to do this, that, and the other. And they got assistants. They got people, yes men, that are telling me, oh, yes, we need you to do this. Oh, yes, we need you to do this. You say something, and they know it. They know these people are only saying yes to them because of who they are. And they tired. Spiritually, they are tired of dealing with people that don't care about anything they have to say. Don't care about their viewpoint on their career. Don't care about anything that's going on around them. They just don't care. So when they ended up opening the door and going in, they came to the understanding that she's sitting out on the balcony on the ledge drinking, and he diffuses the situation by saying he'll go out there. He's like, I'm gonna come. I'm gonna talk. And he starts to talk her down. And he's like, what's going on? How are you doing? What's up with you? And he just kindly starts to remind her of herself. She starts to waver. And then she slips. And he said, I'm not going to let you go. These people have been through a whole lot of dismissal. Nobody cares. I know how to act. I've been taught how to present myself. I've been taught how to do what I need to do in the presence of other people. I heard telling from somebody that met Michael Jackson, and it was a scenario where they were on the plane with, he was on first class and they were in the back, but something happened to one of their family members while they were on the plane, and he was the only one that had a doctor. And the doctor went to go check and make sure the person was all right, took care of the person, and he went to check and make sure everything was good as well. They got to meet him, and after they got off the plane, he actually drove over with them to their home. And the person was talking about, he was very kind. He was very this and the other thing. And he had dinner with them, all kinds of stuff. But it was almost like he was expecting the procedural. So anybody want my autograph, or you want me to sign something? And people were like, no, we just enjoyed. And he was kind of shocked at that. These people have had people in their life, that's all they really ever want, is like, oh, let me get your autograph. Oh, let me. And nobody sees them. And what she was saying before she slipped was, do you see me? I mean, do you really see me? You don't see me. Nobody sees me. Am I even here? What's the point of me being here if ain't nobody gonna see me? And she slipped, and he said, I'm not gonna let you go. I'm not gonna let you go. And he managed to pull her up off of the edge of the balcony. Spiritually, for your kingdom spouse, you praying for them took them off the edge. They were headed in a bad direction. And the spirit of suicide has been running rampant in society right now. And the spirit of making men go mad has also been running rampant. And because of this, they needed somebody to pray over their mind, pray over their spirit, kind of come against, cancel the spirit of suicide, all this kind of stuff. The Lord showed me something in relation to my God ordained spouse through a photograph, and I was like, what's wrong with them? And I started to pray for them even then. And it's that element that, and I'm going to even mention this right. I'm going to mention this right here because everybody's talking about it. This guy that just recently passed. I have never heard of this rapper named Takeoff. I don't know what I ain't never heard of. I don't even know what kind of rap he do. But I've seen many Christians talking about this dude. And the Lord's been speaking to me different about this guy because his name was Takeoff. I heard a minister say this a while ago. I don't know which one it was, but they were saying that the enemy is trying to take you out before you take off. So that speaks volumes that this rapper named Takeoff was killed. A lot of us are in our launching season, and it almost is like it sends a spiritual message that they're trying to be killed upon take off. Even if I'm even going to say this much. Remember when Aaliyah died? Aaliyah was, the plane that she got on, it fell immediately after what? Takeoff. It crashed right after it took off. So what the enemy is trying to do is to destroy you before you take off. This young woman in this film, she was preparing to come out with her album. She had not put her album out yet. She was about to come into exposure, and she was suicidal. What the enemy does, and I know from experience that before I came to Jesus, I had an experience with the spirit of suicide. And what it did was it tried to get me into a state of wanting to do so just before I came into the revelation of God. Because he knew that God was going to pull me out, and the spirit would not be able to have access. The enemy is coming at me with that spirit several times. I've recognized it, but it was the most intense it had ever been just before I gave my life to Christ in 2014. I mean, the visions, the dreams, the thought processes, the mental acuity of planning that he was trying to get me to do, but it was like I couldn't come into agreement with it because of the fact that, for one, I didn't want my spirit stuck here because I was out of order with the Lord. And what would that look like? And I certainly didn't want to go help. So what the enemy does is it tries to create a level of confusion before the manifestation of what the Lord is trying to do. Okay? And he pulled her up. And then her mother said, "Are you okay? What was wrong with you?" "Oh, okay. Da, 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 da. I know." It's like, and she hugs her and she acts all caring. So he's thinking that the mom actually cares about her. But when he leaves and goes to his post, the mother's in there fussing at her. It's like, "Promise me you won't ever do that again." It's not out of care that the mother is asking her not to do this again. It's out of, one, financial standing. Two, it's the fact of that it's a bad look. It's not good for the situation. It's going to look bad publicly for an entertainer who is not quite out yet to have a episode like this. Is she stable? The tabloids are going to eat this up. Da, 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 da. So it wasn't really about her. It wasn't really about, this is your daughter who just tried to commit suicide, and you out here talking about this is going to look bad. And then in a threatening mode, it's like, why would you do that? Why would you even attempt to do something like that? Don't got a caring bone in their body. Not at all. If you look at it from a psychology perspective, it's like, is any of y'all gonna care? Do you care? And this is a narcissistic person at its finest, because what they do is they make you feel like, "Oh, we're going to work on it. Just as long as you promise me not to ever do this again." And as soon as you do and you get comfortable with the person, they're going to start doing the exact same thing that they did before. It's what a narcissist does. That never changes. So what ends up happening is they have to have the press conference. And I don't know whether he